So this morning, we got our nominations for the 2020 Emmys taking place in September. Today, for the first time ever, I'm giving you guys my Emmy predictions. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Like I said, today we are talking the Emmys, and I've never covered this on my channel before. I've been heavily involved in the Oscars for a couple of years now, and to be honest, the Emmys are a bit fresh for me in terms of making predictions. I've never actually paid this much attention before. Most years, I don't end up seeing all of the shows, and that still is the case for this year. There will be certain categories where I'm just like, yeah, I've not seen that show. There are a lot of things to get to on television. I watch a lot of Netflix and streaming in general. In terms of actual TV, I don't get to it quite as often, but this year, I've watched more content in terms of television than I've ever watched. I feel actually pretty confident in some of my predictions. I'm going to get a lot wrong. I'm much more confident during Oscar season, but I thought this would be super fun, and it gives you guys a chance as well to leave your predictions down below. What are your favorite shows, your favorite performances? Do you guys normally do well when it comes to Emmy predictions? We'll see how this goes. As we go, I will be giving you my predictions, but I'll also be telling you which show maybe I prefer, even though I don't see it winning. So this should be fun. Thank you to EW.com for putting out this article. That's what we're going to use today to kind of showcase these shows. And I just have to say this right off the bat. I'm going to skip some major categories here, okay? One, because of time, and two, because I want to focus on the acting, and there's so many acting categories. And then the big ones, like, Best Limited Series, Outstanding Comedy Series. So due to time, we're going to take out a few of these categories and keep it honed in on the ones that I am at least the most confident in. We're going to talk about this first category. It is Outstanding Limited Series. We have some fantastic options here. I haven't seen Miss America, but I have seen Unbelievable, Unorthodox, Little Fires Everywhere, and Watchmen for my first prediction, and mostly because of just the talk around Watchmen and the amount of people that love this show, and the fact that it got 6 more nominations than the second place show, 26 total. I believe Watchmen is going to take home Outstanding Limited Series. But when you look at shows like Unbelievable and Unorthodox, 2 beautiful, wonderful, heart-wrenching shows, it's hard to personally put Watchmen over something like Unbelievable. But I was actually a pretty big fan, and it may be my pick. I know for some it's a bit more divisive. That's okay if you feel differently, but I think Watchmen takes home this category. Now, the Outstanding Variety Series categories. Now, for this first one, to me, it's easy. I had a chance to check out a little bit of Drunk History. I actually haven't seen a Black Lady sketch show, but I have to go SNL because that's the easy prediction here, and that's the one that people, albeit less than it used to be, are still talking about. And then Variety Talk Series, John Oliver always seems to be the one to choose here. I will say, though, Trevor Noah, I feel like he's creeping up on the heels, but I still have to go with Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I actually really enjoy his humor. He's hilarious, and this is one that I think deserves to win this. We move in Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie. I have a couple of picks here that could end up winning. I think Jean Smart was great in Watchmen. Hollywood really kind of took over. Again, haven't seen Miss America. It makes it hard to vote for one of those contenders. I personally have to go with Toni Collette for Unbelievable. Her roles over the last couple of years in general have been great. From Hereditary, she was very good in Knives Out, but I think one of her better performances, and it really comes down to the chemistry of those 2 cast members in Unbelievable, but she was great. And it says outstanding. I thought she was outstanding. She's my prediction. She is also my favorite in that category. We go from actress to actor, and there are some heavy hitters in this category. Big names like Dylan McDermott, Jim Parsons, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Louis Gossett Jr. is one that I think has a good shot. It's hard not to go with someone from Watchmen, but I see that name, Jim Parsons, and genuinely giving a great performance in Hollywood. I don't know how the Emmys pass that up. My prediction, even though my favorite is probably Yahya Abdul-Mateen, but I'm going to give it to Jim Parsons. I think he takes it home. We're going to keep it in the supporting actress category, except this time comedy, series. Look at all of these incredible comedians. I mean, comedians, for the most part, Kate McKinnon, awesome. Betty Gilpin in Glow. You have Annie Murphy in Schitt's Creek. Alex Borstein. Again, I know she's been racking them up, and it's always, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Is it really that good? Yeah, I think it is that good. I think Alex Borstein takes this. She is also probably, Betty Gilpin, again, incredible. So it's hard not to go with her. I did get a chance to catch up on Glow. She was fantastic, but I'm still going to go Alex Borstein. I'm obsessed with her role in that show. That is my prediction as well. Supporting actress, we go into supporting actor. Now, I haven't seen all of these performances, so I can really only focus and hone in on the ones that I have seen. And when you see Mahershala Ali, it is really difficult not to pick him as your winner. But for some reason, I know it's been so consistent, just like Borstein, I have to go Tony Shalhoub. Sterling K. Brown was a great addition to the cast this past season, but Tony Shalhoub just keeps the essence of what we love, and again, it's in a comedy series. Mahershala Ali is fantastic, and pretty much everyone that I've seen in this category rocks it. Tony Shalhoub is my choice. He is just, he embodies everything you want about a character in a comedy show, and he's just on point every single episode. That's my prediction. And wow, how am I even going to manage to choose between Laura Dern, Meryl Streep, Julia Garner? This may be the most stacked category we've seen thus far. Samira Wiley, I have to go, especially after seeing her take it home before. Julia Garner for Ozark. Listen, season 3 of Ozark is my favorite season of the show, and it continues to get better, but her character continues to progress in such a way to have her beat Laura Dern, who just took home an Oscar, Meryl Streep, who is always taking home Oscars. It's a difficult call. It really is. But my favorite performance, personally, is Julia Garner. So I think that Sarah Snook for Succession is tough, but I have to go Julia Garner. She's my prediction. Oh my goodness. I will get this wrong, okay? Some of these, I think I'll get them wrong. I will get this wrong because this is... And again, Tom Pelphrey, we just talked about Ozark. How did this... We're not talking snubs, okay, but how did he not make it on here? A show like Euphoria, an actor like Tom Pelphrey. There's some pretty big-time snubs this year. But we're talking the ones that did make it. Wow, Kieran Culkin, Succession, Giancarlo Esposito, Better Call Saul, Bradley Whitford, Handmaid's Tale. I am looking for Jonathan Banks. I'm not seeing Jonathan Banks. That's a big bummer. This is insane. I don't know how y'all do this. If you do Emmys every year, it's impossible. I'm going to give it to Kieran Culkin for Succession. Seriously, I think Kieran Culkin's performance may be a bit better than some of these. Major contenders. Heck, Billy Crudup and Mark Duplass. I know a ton of people haven't seen The Morning Show, but it's fantastic. Their performances are great. I think Kieran Culkin, maybe just a tad bit over some of these other, gets the win for supporting actor in a drama series. That is tough. Giancarlo Esposito, just the greatest villain of all time. All right, so outstanding lead actress in a limited series or movie. I think this one comes down to 2 actresses. That is Cate Blanchett in Miss America, because I've heard nothing but wonderful things about her performance. I haven't seen it. Regina King from Watchmen. Well, because I've watched Watchmen, I could easily go with Regina King, and I think there's a good possibility she takes it. But from what I've heard, and again, when you're making a prediction, you can't just go off of your own personal opinion, obviously. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Cate Blanchett takes it for Miss America. She's just that kind of actress. She does it consistently. But again, my personal favorite is Regina King, and I would not be surprised. Also, Shira Haas in The Unorthodox. Oh my gosh. I just don't think there's a chance she takes it. But first of all, can we just... Okay, so this is lead actor in a limited series or movie. Can we just give Hugh Jackman a hand? I am so happy he got nominated for an Emmy. So good to see his name there. Bad Education, one of my favorite movies of the year thus far. But, again, we're going off of something that I haven't seen all of. I am in the midst of catching up on. I know this much is true. What Mark Ruffalo has to do in that show... Double Time is crazy, and while I haven't finished it, even over Jeremy Pope, even over Jeremy Irons in Watchmen, who is great, and a smidge over Hugh Jackman, I think Mark Ruffalo takes it. His performance is just really, really great, but this is a close category for sure. All right, reality show competition. Gotta be honest, I don't really watch any of these, but I used to like The Voice. I just don't have time because I'm reviewing other stuff. So let's get into lead actor in a drama series, and this one is going to be tough. First of all, where's Bob Odenkirk from the most recent season of Better Call Saul? Okay, what happened there? Not a snubs video. And really, even though it is difficult not to go Jason Bateman, it is difficult not to go Sterling K. Brown. Love seeing Steve Carell in there. Brian Cox, Jeremy Strong. It's one of those two. Who are we going to give it to? The father or the son in the show? I am so torn. Since we're basing this off of season 2, I might have to go with Jeremy Strong as my pick, as my prediction. Very close Brian Cox. Again, it's a Parasite 1917. You don't know. It's a toss-up. Either one could win. I think it's between those two. I think Jeremy Strong takes it. Hard to bet against Jason Bateman, especially after the season. But now that we go into lead actress, the reason I'm slightly betting against Jason Bateman is because I believe Laura Linney was the true lead of season 3. Even though there are things about her character I'm like, I don't love that. But as an actress, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Laura Linney's going to take this home. Jodie Comer, awesome. Olivia Colman, The Crown. Haven't watched that show fully, but what I've seen, great. This season specifically, Jennifer Aniston was great in the morning show. And Zendaya, really nice seeing Zendaya in there. A Euphoria snub later on, but seeing her in that lead actress category is fantastic. Euphoria was a great show, by the way. Laura Linney's my pick from Ozark. She does a lot of great stuff in this season. All right, guys, almost there, I promise. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy. You've seen some reoccurring names. Cool to see Don Cheadle in there, by the way. Michael Douglas, Kaminsky Method, obviously Ted Danson, The Good Place. I'm going to base my choice off of what I've heard about one particular actor here because I haven't seen Schitt's Creek, at least this season. Eugene Levy, this season, Schitt's Creek, gotta go. That's my choice. I mean, it's tough because Rami Youssef, a huge surprise last year, so he's definitely close in contention there, but Eugene Levy is probably my choice from Schitt's Creek. Let's go into another comedic lead, that is lead actress. A great cast of characters here. 2 from Dead to Me, a show that I enjoyed. Tracy Ellis Ross from Blackish. But again, I've heard nothing but great things about Schitt's Creek. I've only seen a little bit of the first 2 seasons. Obviously, I need to catch up because the final season came out in 2020, which is why I am picking a lot of these actors. But Catherine O'Hara over who I believe would have taken it, Rachel Brosnahan, who has taken it before. She's fantastic, but Catherine O'Hara for Schitt's Creek. It's the final season, and normally when you get a final season, apparently well-received of a great show, that's how it tends to go. I think that's how it's going to go here as we move into our final few categories, starting out with Outstanding Comedy Series and What We Do in the Shadows. Nice to see that in there. I'm catching up on Season 2. It is one of my favorite shows on TV right now. The Kaminsky Method, The Good Place, Insecure, Dead to Me, Curb Your Enthusiasm, all great choices. I was going to go with The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel because, again, even though it wasn't my favorite season, I do think there's something about this show that they tend to gravitate towards. But the final season of Schitt's Creek, I have to go with Schitt's Creek. I just think that's the way it's trending from what I've heard. Again, basing my prediction off of hearsay, which is sometimes not the best call, not the best decision. I have to go that direction. A very well-received final season. That is my winner for Outstanding Comedy Series. Outstanding Drama Series. I love seeing The Mandalorian in there. That is awesome. We skipped some of these other categories that The Mandalorian got nominated for. Like I said, I'm just focusing on the acting categories and the major categories as a whole. But look at that. The Mandalorian. Star Wars, I believe, is kind of what's bringing the fan base back together. A fantastic show. I'm a huge fan. Again, a show like Euphoria, a couple of others I would have liked to have seen in there. I'm a big Stranger Things fan. Cool to see that. Ozark, like I said, the best season of television. I think it's close. But then I put Better Call Saul maybe just a tier above some of these other shows, especially this last season. I have to give it to Succession again. I do. I think Succession's going to take it. My outstanding drama series from so many perspectives, from an acting, from a direction perspective, from a screenwriting perspective, one of the best shows I've seen on television in quite some time. I loved This show, everything about it, it was so good. Succession, and this category in general, I mean, some of my favorite shows on TV, a couple of things I need to catch up on, but man, Succession, I think it takes it home. So again, apologies, I skipped some categories. I wanted to keep this video maybe a bit more concise than it could have been, but I wanted to focus on the major ones, at least the major ones that I semi-knew about. You guys are truly the best. I need your predictions. If you guys like these kinds of videos and you'd like to see this from more award shows, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I'd love to do more. I really would. This was so much fun. If you want to see maybe a snubs video, something else covering the Emmys, we'll definitely talk about it when it happens on this channel. I may even do a reaction. You guys are the best. I'll see you soon.